The novelist tries ever so hard. Zarastro's going further in front. Snippets is all over. Zarastro, too good for them. 2.5.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 367 and proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Today we're going to preview our runners for Tattersall's classic Raceday at Doomben on Saturday. Morning Tony, a great start to the summer for our stable last week at the sunny coast with Hidden Wealth notching another feature win in the Swiss Ace Plate.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It was a good start to the summer. There's a really good crowd up there. I think I read somewhere a record crowd. Betting's up, so all really positive for our summer carnival. Track race really well. It often does at that meeting. For some reason, that meeting we've been lucky enough to get good weather a lot of the time, and the track races so well when it's good ground at this time of the year. So, hats off to the sunny coast. They provided a really good day there for all the patrons, and it was great for our stable. Another Swiss Ace. I think that's 5 of the last 6 now, something like that. We've won, and I love seeing that horse back in form, Hidden Wealth. He was just not quite on his game during the winter. Give him a good break, really good grounding into this summer, and I'm sure he's in for a really good summer. Absolutely.
Okay, before we get into our preview, we have our monthly promotion courtesy of the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. The prize is a $200 voucher for the Apron restaurant at the Pullman Brisbane Airport. To enter, head to our Facebook page, look for this week's post about the Final Gallop, click on the link that we provide, enter your details and go into the draw. The winner will be announced on next week's show. Okay, onto the preview of our runners for Doomben on Saturday. The rail will be in the 2.5 metre position. The track is currently a soft 7 and it's anyone's guess what it will end up with all these storms around.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, every night since Monday night, we had Monday afternoon, really big storm. Tuesday night, another one. Last night, another inch of rain in the storm. So it really depends on what happens. I don't know if it matters so much. It depends if we get a storm during the day. The tracks are improving quickly, even Ipswich yesterday. We started off on a 9 and we got back to a 7, or might have been nearly a 6. I mean, the tracks are in really good shape. Yep. They're draining well with the hot weather when the sun gets out because the days are quite warm. It'll just matter if we get a storm during the meeting. So, look, I'm hopeful for soft ground, which will be okay for most horses. I'm just a little bit concerned if any of those storms come through during the meeting, which we know can be catastrophic.
Okay. We do start in race 1, which is the Class 1 plate over the 1,350 metres. We have Land Bank in this, carrying 60 kilos. Angela Jones will ride. Barrier 2. With Ladbrokes, he's paying $16 to win and $3.60 for the place. This 4-year-old has returned to our stables after nearly a year in Victoria. Had his latest run for his previous yard a month ago, so he does have some good residual fitness. Yeah,
he does. He come back to us nice and fit. I mean, Mick Price's yard, he sent him back to us in good condition. There's no doubt. Spent a bit of time in his Sydney stable and just trying to find the right race for him. Pete and the team are pretty keen to have a look at the Gateway with him. Okay. So to try and get him in there, we've got to try and win a race to get his rating up and try and sneak in the bottom of that 3 and 4-year-old race. Whether we'll be able to or not, Saturday will probably tell us. I got him in Sunday as well. I am happy with his fitness. All the data I'm getting back on him and visually his work's been great. I haven't given him a jump out or trial, so he has been a bit of a space between runs. But he's been in work for some time, this horse. He never was out of work. We've ticked him over well. So I'm happy with him. Track conditions wise wouldn't bother me. I think he's going very well. He's certainly going good enough to win a Class 1, and I think this is a reasonably achievable race. Okay.
Race 3 is the Class 3 plate over the 1,615 metres. Felix the Scat will run, carrying 60 kilos, and Mark Duplessis will ride him, and they will jump from barrier 14. He's paying $21 to win with Ladbrokes and $5.50 for the place. He does like it over a bit further, but he is first up and did win first up at this track and trip last time in the summer.
I think he won this race last year, the Class 3 plate a mile. I think he won the exact same race to start his summer prep off. And then he just got stuck with storm tracks all the time, all summer. He is an absolute magnet for a rain cloud because he's a horse that doesn't love it. He can handle soft ground, but when you get that rainy weather on the day and the tracks deteriorate, he's no good. He just won't lengthen his stride, poor bugger. So he's crazy odds. Barrett Wide draws are his friend because he hates racing inside horses anyway. He's better outside of them, and the horse is going super. He trialled up like he's ready to run a super prep, and his work's been brilliant. He's very fit. So I think he's over the odds, but he needs the weather gods to shine. He doesn't care about the storm Friday night. He wants a nice 30-degree day Saturday, improving track, and he can run a hell of a race.
We go down to race 5, which is the Fillies and Mares benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,200 metres. We have Balance the Books running. Angela Jones will ride her carrying 58 kilos and barrier 11. She's paying $1.75 to win and $1.16 for the place with Ladbrokes. She's 2 from 2 to start her racing career. Won on debut in town last prep before a first up win at Eagle Farm. Over 1,000 metres to start this preparation.
Yeah, the wide draw doesn't concern me a whole lot with her. A couple of reasons. I think she's loaded a bit later on the split load, which she can get. If she's pretty good herself now in the barriers, but if other horses do fidget around a bit, it does tend to set her off still a touch, which we saw that at Eagle Farm the other day. She's pretty adaptable in her racing style. Both her wins she's come from back, but we've seen her trial right up on speed. I'd imagine from where she's drawn, she'll watch the race unfold a bit, then try and track on and get home. I love to see in the first few races horses making ground.
Okay.
That's pretty important for me with her, because I do think she's probably finds a spot midfield or worse, depending how she steps away, of course. But she's got a good class edge. She's way better than a 70 grade. I know she's only won the maiden and another low grade race, but the form out of that race has been good. She won quite comfortably, and I think it's the shortest distance she wants is 1,000. So out to 6 furlong now, same track where she won her maiden, which was pretty impressive. She gave a good start that day and just motored home. So she's well above average. We've just got to hopefully a few things flow our way, and that's just her racing pattern. I think it is my only risk with her, but she's in really good shape.
Race 6 is the Colts Geldings and Entice benchmark 70 handicap over 1,200 metres, and we have now is the hour running 58 kilos. Angela Jones, barrier 2 with Ladbrokes. He's paying $2.20 to win and $1.28 for the place. He did scorch the turf last start, winning at Eagle Farm over 1,200 metres and a new course record.
Another well above average horse. I'm not going to read too much into the course records. They broke 3, I think, that day, something like that. So it was the day that had the big tailwind and the firm ground at Eagle Farm. But he is well above average. He's a really nice horse. We've liked him from the minute we started doing some work with him, to be honest. And his only defeat was really when he drew the wide draw, and he just was working the whole way. And he still was a gallant effort.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He's improved a lot since that day. He treated him with disdain the other day. But he got a track that favoured his pattern too. Really wet ground would worry me. Soft ground wouldn't bother me. Low draw is his friend here. He should jump, find that rail, and he's very hard to beat.
Okay. Race 7 is the listed Tattersall's Classic for the fillies and mares over the 1,200 metres, a race you have won 4 times, most recently with Comrade Rosa. We have 2 runners this year, and we'll start with Sunset Dreaming, who's over in the back of the box there eating her hay. She'll carry 55.5 kilos. Angela Jones will do the riding, and they'll jump from barrier 4. With Ladbrokes, she's paying $9.50 to win and $2.80 for the place. First up was a good run for 4th in the listed Keith Nowd at this track and trip. Back to her own sex and has drawn well.
Reminds me a lot of Comrade Rosa, to be honest. It's funny you mentioned her winning our last winner of this race, because this mare reminds me a lot of her. Another horse from another yard, but I think she's such a nice mare. She's so happy at the moment, really kind horse, and a low draw enables her to get a beautiful run. I thought she was really good first up. She just come off a mini setback in her preparation, and I just thought there was really good improvement in her in that first up run. She's definitely found it. She's in really good shape. Back to mare's grade.
Yeah.
She's not suited as good as some at the set weights and penalties, which we saw last week with Hidden Wealth. The best suited horse, if they map well, they are hard to beat, but her rating should be higher. She's a better mare than her rating, and I think she's exceptionally hard to beat.
Surprise Honey is the other runner we'll have, and she'll carry 55.5 kilos. Emily Lang rides barrier 11. Surprise Honey's paying $13 to win with Ladbrokes and $3.50 for the place. Did really well last start at this track and trip on an unsuitable soft 7. Another one that will be hoping for the showers and storms to stay away on Saturday.
Yeah, she's not one for too wet a ground. More so the rain on the day, I think, is the big problem for her. If I was getting a soft track and improvement throughout the day, I think she'd handle that fine. I'll have a chat to the Huddies and we'll work out a plan with her. She's definitely good enough to be in this race in my mind. She's not well in it under the weight condition, which I knew that when I put her in it, and the barrier is a little bit of a concern. You might see me leave her for the 1,300 in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so regardless,
Sunset goes on top. Just this good draw, she maps well. She showed the other day she's up to that open age stakes company. I think back to mare's grade, she's well placed.
Okay. Race 8 is the listed Tattersall's Recogition Stakes over the 1,350 metres. You've won this race 3 times now, including with Sarastro 2 years ago. Got 3 runners this year. here. We'll start with Rockribbed, 57 kilos. Ryan Maloney rides barrier 6. He's paying $17 to win with Ladbrokes and $4.80 for the place. Second up after a commendable run first up in the listed Keith Nowd. Slow out, settling back and was strong through the line.
Sessionally, he was very good in the Keith Nowd. He got chopped out at the start. He actually didn't step away too bad and just got interfered with, so he couldn't muster. They went along at a really up-tempo run race. But I thought he closed off really well in probably the worst part of the track. He finished the race off nicely, stepped to 13.50, totally different speed race this.
Yep.
Will suit him much better. If he brakes cleanly, he races 4 to the speed, big improver, looks so much better.
He does. Boomtown Boss, he'll carry 53.5 kilos. Emily Lang rides at barrier 3. With Ladbrokes, he's paying $4.60 to win and $2 for the place. You gave this boy a good push on the show first up and he duly saluted over the 1200 metres. Steps out to the 13.50 now and does have a good second up record. Yeah,
he's a really nice horse. He's one of the most progressive horses we take to the races on Saturdays. Also, I really like. I hope he's my gateway horse in a few weeks and therefore then a Stradbroke horse next prep. So he'd have to run well here, gets in nice at the handicap conditions, obviously takes on some of the older horses, but I mean, he beat Epic Proportions pretty easily the other day.
Yep.
He come out and beat him in the Keith Nowd. So he's got the right form around him. Doomben hasn't been as kind to him as Eagle Farm, just because he's got a few quirks, but he's a much more mature horse this prep. So the low draw helps. Langers knows him well, which is a big plus. He's a real horse jockey kind of dude, this bloke, because he's got a few tricks, but I think with him maturing, the low draw, as long as we don't get heavy ground, soft ground, I think he's exceptionally hard to beat at the weights.
Okay, the third runner is Torabella. She'll carry 53 kilos. Angela Jones rides barrier 9. With Ladbrokes, she's paying $31 to win and $7.50 for the place. Worked hard, went wide in the run first up in the Keith Nowd and was still strong through the line. Second up and out to the 1350 and that will suit.
She closed off really well off a wide run and she was a bit of a mixed run because we were hoping we might be a bit closer, but she just couldn't muster on that 1200 metre speed, which is historically probably her. But Emily did a good job on her to get her in, and she actually finished the race off really well. And there was no advantage to be deep and wide, like wide and making ground that day. So sectionally she raced well. She's a big improver here. I'd easily have her in any exotic bets. Okay. I think she races up on speed pretty comfortably here. This is a totally different shape race to that Keith Nowd where they went along at. Yep. It's normally an up-tempo run 1200. This is a totally different shape race. I think you'll see her run a lot better. And I think she should be half that price.
And so who goes on top?
Boomtown Boss goes on top. Like I said, he's one of the most. You got the two horses in the 70s that are very progressive as well. Mm-hmm. This horse is a very progressive horse going to listed company. Okay.
Race 9 is the benchmark 80 handicap over the 1615 metres. Another race with 3 runners. We'll start with Exceed Speed. 57.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride. Barrier 14 and with Ladbrokes is paying $6 to win and $2.40 for the place. Race 2 King last start at this track and trip after a gap between runs. If he can settle, is up to this.
He settled beautifully in his work here Tuesday. It's just total trainer error the other day. I should have put him back in trip off the big space. I stuffed that up. Unfortunately, I paid for that. So I think the 2 weeks between runs is far more suitable for him. He's really come back on fitness-wise. This is the right grade for him. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a tricky ride. Maloney's riding brilliant.
He is.
It's a very difficult ride. If you can get him into the right spot, he can run well. The barrier doesn't make it easy for them, particularly from this mile start. It's treacherous for wide draws.
Ludovisi is the next one, 55.5 kilos with Jason McMurray's 2 kilo claim, and he's drawn barrier 5. He's paying $13 to win with Ladbrokes and $4 for the place. Disappointing last start out to the 1800 metres, but didn't appreciate the firm track. A bit of given this track and back to the mile should be more to his liking.
Oh, this is his go for sure. He's way over the odds. I think with the claim he comes in well. This kid's riding fantastic, Jace. Since he's come back here riding in Queensland, he's jumped out of the ground. He's going really good. So he'll get a couple of kilos off on him. He loves ground. He maps really well to get a bit of cover behind him and run on. I think he's overpriced.
Okay, and the third runner is Voracious, 56 kilos. Angela Jones rides barrier 3. He's paying $7 to win and $2.60 for the place with Ladbrokes. He won 2 starts ago and then just okay last start for 4th at the same track and trip. Gets out to the mile now and has won at this trip as a younger horse.
Yeah, he disappointed me a little bit the other day. He did pull a bit when he got crossed, however. He just didn't react well to that horse crossing and then pulling up in his face, and that was probably why he couldn't sprint. Obviously, going to the mile, he should be able to control, then build at his leisure. I'd love to see him improve. He needs to improve. I've always thought this grade wouldn't be beyond him, but I certainly want to see him do it. On top here, it'd be hard for me not to say Ludovisi at the price, particularly at the ground, to be honest. But if Exceed Speed can get luck from the draw, he is going very well.
Okay. Race 10 is the benchmark 85 handicap over the 1110 metres, another race with 3 runners. Hell is the first one, 59 kilos. Emily Lang rides, barrier 17. He is paying with Ladbrokes at the moment $26 to win and $6 for the place. His first up run and for the preparation and the first for our stable. Impressive trial winner last week, but the barrier makes it a bit tough.
Yeah, this is a funny race market-wise, I found, looking at the price of a lot of these horses, because I don't think we know the full makeup of this field yet. A few horses are still in Sydney, and here we don't know the full whack-up yet. We obviously don't know the track conditions at this point in time either. But Hell is going really well. I've got no other option but to run him, because I've had a really good prep with him, building him up, and I've waited for this. And the wide draw doesn't make it easy. The amount of pressure in the race doesn't make it easy. But then again, I haven't got to ride him. Emily does.
True.
She's got to ride him good, really, from the wide draw.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Just got to ride him. Yeah, brothers involved in the syndicate and all that sort of stuff. So nothing like a bit of family skin in the game just to make you really lift your axe. So over to you for this one, Em. But he is going good. The third jump out in trial, I gave none of them had blinkers on him yet, which obviously even his work. He feels like a horse. Once you put a set of shades on him, he'll jump out of the ground. Wet track wouldn't bother him. He's very fit, very ready, which he has to be for his racing style. The barrier concerns me.
John Rambo is the next one, 57.5 kilos, Martin Harley, barrier 10. He's paying $11 to win and $3.20 for the place with Ladbrokes. Also first off, and comes into this off 2 trials, 2 from 4 first up, including an impressive win first up last prep at this same track.
Well, the little forklift driver, he's flying at the moment, Marty Harley. Good to have him on board. He knows his horse too, which is a good thing, because he's a quirky bugger.
Yes.
Probably a bit short for him, the race, but it really suits my prep. But the amount of speed on in it, like if they overdo this, as long as I can travel up with him, he can run really well. I've had a great build up with him into this prep. I'm trying to target the Magic Millions Cutest race with him, so it's a lovely starting point the way my program flows with him. If they overdo it, wet ground won't bother him. He'll finish off really well. I'm smidgen worried 1100 is a bit short for him.
Third runner is bossed up, 54 kilos. Angela Jones will ride, and barrier 2. With Ladbrokes, he's paying $5 to win and $1.95 for the place. Booming win 2 starts ago, and then a solid second last start, both at Eagle Farm over 1,000 metres. He goes over the road and slightly up and trip for this.
Yeah, well, he runs into if the favourite runs here, it's also beat him at Eagle Farm the other day. It's in Sydney as well. They ran the track record on the track record day. He raced really well. Nice lightweight for him, good low draw. Angie's riding in good form. He's probably the pick of the 3. He'll handle soft ground. He's going to get a beautiful run. But like I said, this race for me, the last, still a little bit unknown until we know exactly who's running and who's not.
Okay. We are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is your best winning chance at Tattersall's Classic Raceday on Saturday?
Well, my tips will all be tipped. They're all on a basis of a soft track, no worse than that. So if it was heavy, all bets are off. We'll see what happens. But my best of the day, I think now is the hour.
Okay.
I really like him off the low draw. He'll jump, he'll find that fence. And provided we can be there, I think that he's going very, very good, this horse. Really happy with him.
Best each way chance?
Boomtown Boss is a little bit short each way, but he would certainly be my each way chance. If not, it'll be Sunset Dreaming in the mares race.
Okay. And your best at the provincials, we've got the Gold Coast Poly Track on Saturday and the Sunshine Coast on Sunday.
It'd be hard to go past the horse at the Poly, to be honest. She was bloody good on Melbourne Cup Day, blundered out the gates, picked herself up, got taken on and still won. So she's gone really good, gets a little bit of weight release for Chelsea this week. And she's very good on the Poly. I'm not much of a Poly man at all. Actually, it's our only runner there this season and will probably be our only other runner there this season. But I think she's very well placed again. Sunshine Coast on Sunday. Got an okay team going up there. I quite like a horse, Dark Arts. If it runs, a bit short of its best trip, but really pleased the way he's been trialling up, and on a big track like the Sunny Coast, thought he could run really well.
And your best track worker this week?
This week, my best track worker this week, we only had the dirt out wide because of the storms on Monday night. I thought the mare was good. She was really surprised. Honey just keeps on looking great and working really
never
well.
looked better.
Looks super. Boomtown Boss was phenomenal. He worked great. had a good morning, but a very controlled morning because we're out wide on the dirt. The dirt track's been fantastic in Sereno.
Yeah.
Hats off to the team with that. It's been really good, able to do all the work that was required of us during this storm period. Is amazing to be able to do that.
Okay. Now it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He landed the first leg last week, missed with Midnight Spirit, and his other leg missing a place by Not Far. Let's head over to Cav to see what he's got for this week's multi.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. This week we'll travel to Doomben. We'll go now as the hour of win into Ludovisi to run in the top 4. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone now as the hour a win, which you agree with, and to Ludovisi to run top 4, which you also agree with.
Yeah, I do. No wonder why poor old Midnight Spirit come off the bridle mid-race the other day.
Exactly.
Second leg of his multi.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have known that.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Mick. Sorry, mate. Sorry to you and the boys and Jerry, the guys in Midnight Spirit, because Cav dead said that's the weight that got you mid-race when he come off the bridle.
Correct.
My God.
Yes.
But, I like that because that horse will jump out of the ground, Ludovisi, with cutting the ground.
Yep.
Like, he has won on good ground, but he is so much better with cutting the ground. If you watched him, the way old Daffy Duck moves around, you can see why he'd love a bit of sting out. So he's a big improver, and back to the mile.
Yep.
And the right grade. This is the perfect. This benchmark race for these milers of ours is all an achievable grade for them.
Okay. Well, good luck on a big Tattersall's Classic race day on Saturday, Tony, and hopefully the storms stay away and steer clear of Doomben.
Yeah, no, it's a good day, Tats Day. Always get a pretty good crowd out here. Like Sunshine Coast is anything to go by last week. We're in for a bumper summer.
Yes.
Hope the storms go away,
Yep.
come after the meeting, not during it, and it'll be a cracking day.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everyone.